Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over how to write the outline for paper number 3, our food paper. So for this paper, remember 1600 word count, and we're going to have an introduction, multiple body paragraphs, and a conclusion. There may or may not be a counter argument paragraph. It depends on what you write in your paper. So the introduction is going to be a personal introduction where you kind of go through what your daily routine looks like. So, what do you do first thing in the morning when you get up? Are you a breakfast person? Are you not a breakfast person? Um, some people meal prep their breakfast and lunch and dinners and things like that. Are you a meal prepper who already has something made? Are you just a coffee drinker? Do you do coffee at home? Do you go out to Starbucks to get coffee every day? What's your routine look like? And then what do you do for lunch? Do you take your lunch to work or school with you? Do you eat out? Do you go home? Anything like that. Any kind of snacks? Are you a snacky person throughout the day? Maybe not. What do you choose to eat and where? And then finally, what does dinner look like for you? Do you go home and you have it with your family? Do you do it as usually every night like that? Or do you eat alone? Is it sort of a family where you fend for yourselves kind of thing, like how I was brought up? Any of those. And then you want to get into how our daily routine kind of affects the way that we view and value food and how we look at that and make our decisions. And so you're going to end with a strong thesis statement that explains to you how Americans value food. And you're just going to list, if you have 4 or 5 ways that you and Americans value food, you're going to do that. Okay, and you kind of listed that, a lot of you did in paper number 2, where you were talking about how apartheid affected Trevor Noah's life. So you kind of just listed those with commas. So you need to do that as well. And then in your body paragraphs, you're going to have those different ways that Americans and yourself value food. They're not always good. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. But you want to make sure that throughout your paper you include your 5 required sources. So that's the Jim Gaffigan chapters, the video from Michael Pollan, How Cooking Can Change Your Life, or if you have Netflix and you want to, go ahead and watch Cooked, episode 2, Water. That could be in replace of it. If you actually find that really interesting and want to use that instead, that's fine. If you don't have Netflix, that's fine. This video here, How Cooking Can Change Your Life, that I posted on Cobra, it goes over the same material from him. And then don't forget the article from Ghana. One of the articles that deals with the 27 photos of families from around the world. That one you might not have like a quote for, so you're going to explain that, hey, this book came out and they examine how families from around the world, how they buy food every week. And so you can bring in some of the observations that you made into your paper. You just won't necessarily have a quote, but you'll still use a in-text parenthetical citation. And then one of the 2 sources about college students and hunger. Okay. Again, if you want to bring in 2 sources of your own, that's fine, but you have to get them approved by me. And then if there's a possible counter argument and a conclusion. And your outline is due with the works cited before 11:59 on Wednesday, November 11th. So it's still the same basic outline. I've seen a few students who they just kind of skip the outline part and they go right into the rough draft. Stop yourself from doing that and take a minute to actually plan out your paper. Okay? This might actually help you. And I'm not asking for a ton of information on the outline. You can be as sparing as you want on it. But again, like I say, the more that you kind of have into this, the more you'll have for your rough draft. So in your introduction, make sure you have your personal routine, how you eat every day, and then it goes into your thesis statement. Okay? And then each of your body paragraphs is going to be one way in which Americans value food. So when you fill that out, your point can be one sentence. Americans value food by the time that they can spend making it. So one sentence there. And then insert. I'm going to use a quote from this source. If you have that quote already, go ahead and include it in there. And then in a few sentences explains kind of the main point of what you're going to do here and then how you're going to connect it back to your thesis. And you're going to do that for each of your body paragraphs. counter argument, if there is one, and then a final conclusion. Where do you think the future of food in this country will go? And, really especially think about how food right now is being looked at in this country, especially with the pandemic going on. If you've been an essential worker where you've had to work in retail, fast food, in a grocery store. I know a lot of grocery stores back in March and maybe into April, they had a lot of empty shelves. So, what was that like for you and your family to go through? What was it like as an employee to go through? Um, and how that kind of maybe has changed the way you look at things, look at people, look at food. Um, Myself and my fiance in 2019 we started eating low carb and we've lost quite a bit of weight. Um, but this year has been really hard for us, just stress and depression going through all of this. And so yeah, we have gained some of that weight back. Um, but we've also gotten back on track with our low carb eating. There were times when it was kind of hard to find certain things back in March and April, but those have come back over the summer. So we're back to our regular eating. But those are things to kind of think about as we go through all of this. And hopefully, when we're done with this pandemic, we've got the vaccines going, we don't have to wear masks any longer, and we can go out in public as usual. Hopefully, people, learn something from all of this and see where that leads them in the future with them and their family. All right, so that is your outline. Again, it's due Wednesday, November 11th with the Works Cited page. And next, I'm going to make a video where we go through and make the citations for the Works Cited page. So if you're not doing well in the Works Cited and you're not watching the videos, that might be why. So make sure you check out that video. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you later.